Namaste, friends. Let me start by pointing out that it appears to me a part of the Western, I would say, witchcraft tradition seems to have found some parallels with the Kundalini awakening. They have mixed up the whole thing, and as a result, there is an attempt to project Kundalini awakening as some kind of a pseudo occult phenomena. Now, let me tell you that Kundalini Shakti has nothing to do with all these stuff. It has nothing to do with black magic or some dangerous looking cobras or even something to do with, it has nothing to do with phallic sorcery, witchcraft, or some weird occult powers or some perversions. Kundalini awakening is a tantric meditation technique and it is highly regarded in the Sanatan Sadhana Marg. The philosophical underpinnings of the Kundalini Yoga are almost same as those of Vedanta and Bhakti, Tantra, Kriya Yoga, and even uh, Buddhism. So many of these resources floating on the internet where the Kundalini Shakti, I think, is being degraded. So just keep away from all these nonsense stuff. Now, having said that, let's look at the images commonly associated with the Kundalini Shakti or the Kundalini awakening. Let's also examine the definition, the traditional definition of the Kundalini power. What Kundalini is, what is the purpose of Kundalini awakening. Each of these points is important. So the first is that Kundalini is a form of divine feminine energy. It's also called the Shakti. And in the Bhakti tradition, all the goddess like Parvati, Durga ji, Sita, all forms of goddess are the forms of Shakti in the Bhakti tradition, where Shakti is personified and seen as a goddess. In the Kundalini Yoga, this is said to be located, the Kundalini Shakti. This is said to be located at the base of the spine in a dormant state. And this is why you see all these serpents and snakes associated with the Kundalini images. Now, this energy, the Kundalini energy, is said to travel along the three main channels, which are called the Ida, Pingala, and there is a central channel that's called the sushumna. And when this Shakti or this power is fully awakened through the practice of Kundalini Yoga, then it leads to the spiritual liberation. So this is the three channels, the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. So the serpent power travels mainly through the Sushumna, and the initial seat of the Kundalini Shakti is the Muladhara chakra, the lowest chakra, and the energy when it is awakened through various Hatha Yoga practice, and then it rises up and it reaches the Sahasrara or the crown chakra. This is what is called as the spiritual liberation. Of course, in this process, one has various samadhi experiences, unlocking the hidden power of the body and mind. Kundalini Siddhi is the occult power that are associated with the awakening of the Kundalini, I think, are the subject of excessive hype also, so which obscured its primary goal of self realization. Now, the primary goal of the Kundalini awakening or the Kundalini practice, Kundalini yoga practice, is spiritual liberation. So, obviously, this gives rise to two questions, and so those questions are: if there is something called spiritual liberation, then we have to ask what is spiritual bondage and who is in bondage, who is trying to get liberated. So these are the two questions that we have to focus on for the better understanding of the Kundalini phenomena. The Kundalini awakening is a part of the Tantric philosophy. Thus, we have to focus on the three key elements of the Tantric tradition, and those three are Shiva, Shakti, and the Jiva or the Jivatma. These are the three items very closely linked with the Tantra doctrine. This is a little intricate, but you will have a good understanding of these concepts in a while. So the Shiva, the very first element of the Tantric tradition, Shiva is the ultimate or the supreme reality. That's what the Shiva is. And it is unmanifested. It is unmanifested, but it is the supreme reality. Now Shiva is unmanifested, but it 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 gets manifested by virtue of its own inherent power. That is what is called Shakti. So Shakti is the power of Shiva only, and it helps in the manifestation of the Shiva. And the Jeev, we are going to discuss Jeev in a while. So first, let's have a better understanding of the Shiva and the Shakti. So the Shiva is the unmanifested supreme reality, and the Shakti, when the Shiva wants to manifest itself, then it uses its own inherent power called the Shakti. So Shiva and Shakti are two forms of same reality. See, when we say that Shiva manifests itself by virtue of its own inherent power, so that means that Shiva and Shakti, they are the same. So in the Tantric tradition, there are various ways in which the relationship between Shiva and Shakti is defined. Let's take a look. So Shakti is the manifested Shiva, and Shiva is unmanifested Shakti. Shakti is the active part of Shiva, and Shiva is the passive part of Shakti. Shiva is static, Shakti is dynamic. Shiva is male, and Shakti is female. So this particular concept of Tantra, the relationship between the Shiva and Shakti, is also conveyed through various images, icons, and pictures. And so let's look at are two very popular images. So one is the image of what is called as the Ardhanarishwar. So in this image, the half part of the body belongs to the Shiva and the other half belongs to the Shakti. So this is one of the very powerful picture or the image depicting the relationship between the Shiva and the Shakti. Another very popular image is the which indicates the unmanifested or the inert nature of the Shiva is this image, where you see the goddess Kali is dancing on the inert body of the Shiva. Shiva is said to be inert, Shiva is said to be passive, and Shakti is the dynamic part. So in this particular image, you see that Shiva is represented as being inert, and the goddess Shakti, the dynamic part of the Shiva, is dancing on the body of the Shiva. Now, this image has some more very philosophical meaning connected to the tradition of the tantric doctrine. See these skulls that the goddess is wearing. These are actually the 49 alphabets of the Sanskrit language. This is the garland of letters, the alphabets that the goddess is wearing, because the language has a very strong connection with the manifestation of the Shiva. That's why sometimes the Kundalini is also called as the Shabda Kundalini. That's a direct reference to the language. Now let's recap the manifestation of the Shiva. So the Shiva expresses itself in manifestation through its inherent power called Shakti. This manifestation occurred through the millions of forms that the universe contains. Everything that you see around is happening because of the Shakti. Everything, living or inanimate, is merely an expression of the Shakti. Now, if you are fond of reading Vedanta and other traditions in the Sanatan Marg, the yoga and all that, then you will see that there is a very close resemblance, because in the Vedanta tradition also you have the concept of Brahma and Maya. So Brahma is more like Shiva and Maya is more like the goddess, the Shakti, and sometimes it is Brahma and the Chid Shakti or the universal consciousness. So there is a male principle, there is a female principle. And in the yoga also you have this concept of Purush and the Prakriti. So Purush is the male principle and Prakriti is the female principle. And across pretty much all traditions of the Sanatan, including the Tantra and even the Kundalini, one of the question is that why this is happening, this whole phenomena of manifestation, why this is happening. So that's one of the question, and it is usually answered as it's just a leela, a divine, a cosmic play. There is no cause or reason attributed to it. It's just a divine play, and the word for that is the word leela, which means a divine or a cosmic play. So the goddess or the Shakti is the cosmic womb giving rise to countless universes. And this is often represented as yantra. The yantra shows, or yantra represents the if you look at the central part of the yantra, then you find that there's a triangle that represents a female reproductive organ. That usually represents the cosmic womb of the Shakti, giving rise to the countless universes. Yantra is also one of the part of the Kundalini sadhana. When there are certain rituals and in the Kundalini sadhana, and Yantra puja is also one of the integral part of the Kundalini sadhana. And the idea behind Yantra, like I say, is that the goddess is the celestial or the cosmic mother, and it gives rise to everything, the living or inanimate, everything is manifested because of the Shakti or the goddess. Now let's come to the profoundest part of the cosmic manifestation and look at the third key element of the tantric tradition, the Jeev or the Jivatma. So we discuss about the Shiva and we discuss about the Shakti. So we said that for the Shiva, we said that Shiva is the ultimate reality. It's all powerful. Shiva is also omniscient. It's all knowing. Shiva is also omnipresent. It is present everywhere at all times. Being the ultimate truth or the highest reality, it has all these attributes. But what happens is that the process of the cosmic play of manifestation, where Shiva wants to express itself or manifest itself with the help of the Shakti, the Shiva's powers are cloaked or diminished. So that what happens is that the the all encompassing or the all powerful Shiva, his power is diminished and constrained by the Shakti. And at this point, it's usually called as the Maya. So in the Tantra tradition, it is usually called as the veiling or the cloaking or the avran or kanchuk. All these terms mean that there is some kind of a diminishing of the Shiva's power. And the another few points are, this happens because of the self-imposed limitations for the purpose of Leela or the cosmic play. And it also reduces means Shiva's immortality to an never-ending cycle of birth, illness, and death. So this is how the Shiva is said to become Jiva or the Jiva. When the powers of the Shiva are reduced because of the cosmic play on account of the Shakti, and at this time the Shakti is called as Maya. So there is a transformation of Shiva into what is called as Jiva. So the term Jiva is constantly or commonly used for the human form, as the human form is considered the most important form among millions of other forms. See, the Shakti gets manifested in millions of forms, but the human form is given the highest importance. So in the Tantra, when the word Jiva or the Jeev or the Jivatma is used, it usually indicates a human being, a person. So we can say that the Jeev or the Jivatma, we can say this, that Jeev or Jivatma is someone, which is basically a person who thinks of himself or herself as a particular person with a name and sense of doership. It gives rise to this feeling of ahankar or the I am. And the Kundalini sadhana is one of many forms of sadhana practice where this particular uh, the transformation of jiva or the jeev to back to the Shiva is undertaken in the Vedanta or in the yoga. This is pretty much it is the same. So Shakti is the source of bondage and it is the source of liberation from it. Both Shakti is going to do both. It it creates the bondage and it also provides the opportunity or the technique to uh, for the liberation. And in the Kundalini Shat, of course, this particular Shakti hides and lies in a dormant state at the base of the spine. It's called the Muladhara Chakra. And when this Kundalini awakening happens, then upon this awakening, the whole ascent upward begins, and this culminates in the jiva or the jeev or the person becoming the Shiva. Now, many people uh, they mistakenly think that these chakras or the psychic centers that are often shown in the Kundalini awakening related images that are part of the physical body, as if they are part of the anatomy of the spinal cord. So that's a purely nonsense thing and utterly false. These all Kundalini related images, they they don't exist in the physical body. They only exist in the subtle body. So, and this is very important for you to understand that all experience that related to the Kundalini arise in the subtle body, but they get manifested in the physical body as the some kind of a samadhi experience. This is very important for you to remember that all Kundalini associated experiences regarding awakening of these chakras or the psychic centers, they all happen in the subtle body. They don't happen in the physical body at all. And so if you put a body on a surgeon's table and then open it, or if you take an X-ray of the spine, then this is what you are going to get. You are not going to get any like cobra snake as shown here. You will not get this. You will get this if you take the X-ray of the spine. And whatever the science says about the spine, that is what is true for the physical body. When the science says about the the spinal column, vertebra, and things like that, that is true, and not the psychic centers appearing on the spinal cord. That's all misleading. That's utterly false. So that's very important thing for you to remember. Now this is an artist's impression about what you can call as the subtle body or the linga dehe, the pranic body or the Karan Sharir, the causal body. So various names are given, but this is not a part of the physical body. It's not a part of the anatomy. So we'll just call it as the subtle body. And you can see all this maze of what is called as the nadi system within the yogic nervous system is depicted in this picture. All these nadis, various nadis, as seen in the during the samadhi or during the meditative process. So those are depicted in this picture, and the the all the chakras, those are also depicted. So the subtle body cannot be directly manipulated. It is not possible. So one has to follow all indirect methods. So whether you are doing yoga, whether you are doing Kundalini yoga or the Gyan Marg, anything, these are all indirect way to somehow manipulate the subtle body or the pranic system of the subtle body. Second thing that's very important is that the Kundalini awakening sadhana, or for that matter, any kind of intense sadhana, if that is done in an improper or unguided manner, then it might really be harmful to one's physical and mental health. So you need a guru or an expert, somebody who's already experienced, somebody who can guide you for these meditative practices, especially on the Kundalini thing, because it's a more direct path. It has a more potential for doing harm. So a guru is needed in the Kundalini. Similarly, the lot of these, I would say, the outward rituals are created as a reminder about your goal in life. So this is a Shivlingam. So when you go to a Shiva temple, then you find that this Shivlingam there. This has something to do closely with the whole Kundalini phenomena. So you see the half coiled serpent, so that represents the Kundalini or the serpent energy that lies at the base of the Mooladhara chakra here. And then this is the Shiva, the ultimate reality, and this is the goddess, and these are all shown in the form of male and female reproductive organ. The idea is that near the male reproductive organ and near the female reproductive organ, there is a dormant energy in the form of a serpent that is just waiting to be unfolded for some great spiritual or for the ultimate spiritual realization. And there are other similar things you will find, like people, they wear these the bindi or the choti. You might have seen the bindi on the forehead of both women and the men also. And some of the traditional pandit, they will also sport a choti. So this bindi at the center of the both of the eyebrows actually represent the Agya chakra. And chakra. And this choti represents the Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra. So these are all powerful reminders of the divinity that is within you, not outside you, that is within you. But I mean, just doing it for the customary purpose will not take you much further. So in the Kundalini yoga, the Shiv is equal to Shakti, and that is equal to the Jeev. So basically, Kundalini sadhana declares that you, the Jeev or the Jiva or the Jivatma, is equal to the Shiva. You yourself are the Shiva. That's why there is a mantra called Shivoham, I am Shiva. This particular sadhana, like any other sadhana in the Sanatan Marg, offers a meditative way to achieve this ultimate life aim, that Jiva or the I am is the Shiva. But it is intended for seekers who fit a particular profile. So there is a something called the adhikari or the eligibility. So who is competent or who is eligible for the Kundalini Yoga sadhana. So like in any other sadhana mark, the Kundalini Yoga also establishes a number of guidelines pertaining to diet, non-violence, uh, discipline, and a controlled way of life for the seekers who fit a particular profile. So let me end this video with a personal note. Let me read this out. In my opinion, the first prerequisite for engaging in any type of sadhana, where it is a Kundalini sadhana or Jnana Marg or Bhakti Marg, there ought to be a sincere awakening to one of these inquiries. Who am I? What is I? Why does this universe even exist? Is there a creator? What is life's ultimate goal? So one of these inquiries has to be there. So to get started on any sadhana mark. So that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. Namaste.